In this section, we're going to be taking a look at the trip timeline. Click on Monitor and then on Trip Timeline, which is located under the heading Activity Timeline. The trip timeline provides an interactive graphical overview of asset or driver activities during a 24-hour period. By default, the asset is already selected. If you want to view a driver on the timeline, then click on the driver icon. For this example, we're going to be taking a look at an asset. You'll first need to select the asset you want to view. Click on the organization name to access your assets. Click on the required asset and then click Select. The default date which will be displayed is today. If there are no trips for the day, you can click on the last trip icon, which will display the last trip that the asset made. To select a specific time period, click on the calendar. And if a specific time is required, then click on the time to access the clock. On the timeline, the graphical depiction of the trips for the 24-hour period are now displayed. The trip is displayed in blue and the sub-trip is displayed in light blue. If no driver was identified, then the red line will be visible. The grey indicates that TACO is available. Here we have events which are already selected by default, and if the event triggered during the selected time period, it will also be graphically displayed. If you want to select additional events, then click on the flag which is located in the top right-hand corner. Click next to the required events and then click Select. There are hidden menus within the timeline which only become available when you click on the timeline or on an event. If you want to remove an event, then click on the event and the event menu is now available. Click on the red cross. Use the arrows to move an event down or up the list. You can select multiple events by using the Shift or the Control key. To take a closer look at a trip, click on the query line to view details such as driver, start and end, duration and distance of both the trip and the event, and occurrences and values for the event. You can drag the query line along the timeline. To deactivate the query line, click on the icon again. To zoom in on a selected trip, click on the magnifying glass to zoom to your selection, or use the increments. We have 24 hours to 5 minutes. Click on the eye to view a summary of the selected trip. To view the detailed trip information, click and then drag the button up. Here, the detailed breakdown is displayed. And to export this to a text file for later analysis, then click on the export icon. You can view the trip plotted in Google Earth, or you can view the selected trip plotted on the map. Click on the map pin and the historical tracking screen will open. And you can print the screen by clicking on the print icon. To move along the trip timeline, you can use the right and left arrow. If required, you can change the driver for a trip by clicking on the trip information icon. Click on Change Driver, select the new driver, enter any notes, and then click Submit. To generate a timeline report for the selected period, click on the downward facing arrow and then click Timeline Report, which will open a new window. From within this menu, you can download the GPS data. And if there's TACO available, you'll be able to download the TACO data as well. If TACO has been recorded and you require second-by-second analysis, then drag the indicator over the period of time for which you require the TACO data. Click on the graph icon to access the TACO graph. If required, you can select additional events. Click on the downward-facing arrow to specify which inputs you want to view. You can select up to 4 inputs. Use the indicator located at the bottom of the screen to move along the timeline. And here we also have a query line. Hover your mouse over the graph to view the values, and click on any point to place a marker. To clear the markers, click on the X. Here you can also remove events or move them up or down the list. To export the data to a CSV file, click on the export icon. Confirm or change the date and click OK. And this brings us to the end of this section.